A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. My name is Fabio and thanks for tuning in. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing euro dollar. So euro dollar over here on the daily time frame is still swing bearish in towards the downside. This is still our swing high. This is still our swing low, and we've been pulling back in towards the highs with a bullish internal structure. So the current bullish internal structure has this low over here and this high over here. We pulled back in towards this area of demand at the moment, which pretty much aligns perfectly with the 618/786 fib. So what I'm looking for is now lower time frame confirmation that we could still see a further push in towards the upside, or if we do just see that further crash in towards the downside, I'm looking for a close below this internal daily low, because if we close below that, that means that the overall swing structure then shifts from that bullish structure in towards an internal bearish structure. So that's the daily, very short there for you. Now going down lower in towards the 4-hour time frame, what can we see over here? So the 4-hour is a little bit messy still. As we can see, we had some bullish signals by breaking this 4-hour high over here. So we got that internal trend again in towards the downside on the 4-hour over here with lower lows, lower highs. Then what happens that we saw a shift in market structure. So we broke this internal high, and at that point in time, I was looking for a potential long. However, no bullish confirmation at all upon this initial reaction. Then what happened, we saw a further push in towards downside, now grabbing liquidity underneath this low. And what I'm now seeing is, again, after that liquidity grab over here, a strong bullish reaction in towards the upside. So now what I'm looking for and what I'm looking to see is this area of 4-hour demand now going to provide us with that next push in towards the upside. Well, for that confirmation, we need a 15-minute shift in the overall structure of price. So what I'll be keeping my eyes out for the rest of today is to see if the 15-minute is ready to start shifting in towards the highs. If not, we'll just perfectly stay out and we'll just see it trickle down lower. And then what will happen is that the 15-minute will guide price down lower in towards this area of fresh 4-hour demand, which we still have open over here, from where we can then look for new potential longs. In my opinion, that's also a higher probability long than playing it from over here, due to the fact that we're now only reacting to an area of daily demand and not a 4-hour stacked with an area of daily demand. For the rest, overall, the overall price action is pretty corrective in towards downside, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a bullish reaction very, very soon. So that's the dollar or the euro dollar. Now moving on in towards the dollar index, what are we seeing over here? Well, obviously we pushed down lower, what I mentioned on Friday, in towards this area of 4-hour demand. Now what I'm looking for is that further upside in towards the highs, and to see if we can just continue that. Obviously the 4-hour is still bearish with this being a swing low. We just only grabbed liquidity below it, and now I'm looking for that further upside continuation. We have some resistance from this buy before the sell, but nothing really significant, as this area of supply did not achieve anything. And remember, always when you look at an area of supply, ask yourself the question, did this area of supply or did this area of demand achieve anything? Well, all price did from this area of supply was just push the market down in towards this area of demand. So now we're looking for that further upside continuation. Obviously, if we do see that further upside continuation from the dollar index, that means euro dollar further in towards the downside. So yeah, keeping my eyes open for that as of now. So that's the dollar index. Now moving on in towards Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, very, very messy over here on the 4-hour. I think it's very clear for everyone, once again, that this is just a barcode. Nothing much that we can do with this price action over here. Like, it's genuine January price action. So what I'm waiting for at the moment, obviously, is a breakout. At the moment, if we just focus on the hard facts, the overall 4-hour and daily are bullish from this low in towards this high. So preferably you would want to see a further upside push. Then looking at the overall 4-hour, the 4-hour is internally bullish as well. We had a close above this high over here, meaning that this is ultimately kind of like your internal low. This is your internal high, and also fractal structure is bullish with this being your low over here. So as long as this low is protected, we are still looking for pretty much just further upside from Aussie dollar. Yeah, I mean, when it ranges though, it could move either direction. So what I'm now looking at, moreover, I don't really have any 15-minute structure drawn in, just due to the fact of the messy price action. But if we now draw in the 15-minute overall, what we can do is that we draw in the range trading tool, and then once again you can perfectly see 75% mark, 75% mark, 75% mark, 25% mark, 25% mark, 25% mark, and the 25% mark acting as your areas of support and resistance. So if you want a very easy strategy, just wait for bullish confirmation on that 25% mark and bearish confirmation on that 75% mark. So yeah, personally staying out of Aussie dollar, looking for further upside though, based on pretty much the internal and the swing structure. So that is Aussie dollar. Now moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar, what are we seeing over here? Yeah, so pound dollar overall is bearish in towards the downside, with this being your swing high, this being your swing low over here. Obviously, we started pulling very correctively in towards the highs, saw a correction, then reached that 75% mark, and then again saw a correction. Overall, internally, the 4-hour structure over here on pound dollar is bullish, with this being your internal high, which got broken. So now this is your internal low, and this is your internal high. However, the swing structure is bearish. And the internal structure is therefore bullish on the contrary. But as we can see, the overall structure is super messy once again. But I'll be focusing mainly on the 15-minute time frame and just really trading on the lower time frame to get those entry opportunities. Overall, I mean, we had a break of structure over here, so the price action or the structure is bullish. We then broke the internal structure as well. So we had kind of what I mentioned on Friday, this corrective descending price action in towards the downside, which led to a break in towards the highs. Now we've pulled back pretty much in towards this entire sell before the big buy in towards the highs. And you can now see that we're slowing down inside of there. So we're starting to see some kind of like bullish price action, but still nothing very, let's say, convincing. So what I'm now waiting for is to see, okay, can we on this Monday morning start seeing a good push in towards the highs, create some clean demand over here, and then look for a potential long further in towards the highs based on the 15-minute. So that's what I'm looking for on the 15-minute time frame. But again, on the 4-hour, extremely messy price action. I think everybody can agree with me on that. So I'll be just waiting to see what happens on the 15. I'm pretty much happy with both things. If we do get that push down lower and we break this low, then obviously I'll be shorting the hell out of pound dollar. If we do move up higher and we see some 15-minute confirmation, then you could long in towards this extreme area of supply and then look for a short from there. So that's pound dollar. Now moving on in towards Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar over here, what are we seeing? Yeah, I mean, we pulled back in towards this area of demand. Also, very messy pair once again. Yeah, I mean, all these dollar pairs are just not really blessing us with amazing price action, guys. But we're still bullish on the 4-hour. So 4-hour swing structure is bullish from this low in towards this high. Then the daily is looking good for further upside as well, because of the fact that we saw a daily BOS over here. And after a daily BOS, we expect a pullback in towards the highs. So just follow the overall 4-hour structure. 4-hour swing structure is bullish, and the daily is looking for a pullback. So looking for a push in towards the highs once again over here on Kiwi dollar. So then go in towards the 15-minute time frame, and what we can see on the 15-minute time frame is that we're bullish from this low in towards this high over here. So now look for a shift in market structure. Wait for this high to go over here, and then look for those longs on Kiwi dollar. Last of all, gold. What are we seeing on gold? So over here on gold on the daily time frame, first of all, what has been going on? Well, daily not much, by the way. Also a little bit messy and rangy. But going in towards the 4-hour, I mean, the 4-hour overall, what I'm looking to see achieved was a push in towards the downside from this area of supply. Well, we have seen some suppression, but nothing convincing. So now it does look more like gold is ready to kind of take out the liquidity above these highs over here. On the short term, and potentially move up higher in towards this area of supply over here on this imbalanced candle. So let's see what gold does. Now we have kind of some demand over here, so let's see if we can achieve some higher price action and just follow the overall order flow in towards the upside, because the more times you tap in towards an area of supply, the weaker it gets. So I wouldn't be surprised if we now just take out the liquidity above this high of 2039.48. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day. Make sure to join Discord, link in the description down below, and I will see you soon. Thanks.